All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. I am so excited for today's global news roundup.
Me too. There's just so much going on in the world right now, like seriously, a lot.
It is kind of crazy out there. So we're going to do our signature thing today, hitting 5 big stories in just a few minutes.
Yeah, rapid fire style for the modern attention span.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
if you're ready to get your global news fix in, like the time it takes to make toast, let's jump right in.
sounds delicious. Let's do it.
Okay, first up, we've got former President Trump making headlines again. This time he's teaming up with SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son.
Oh yeah, this should be good.
Right? You always got to pay attention when those two get together.
For sure.
So they're promising a massive $100 billion investment in the U.S. focused on, you guessed it, AI and infrastructure.
Wow, 100 billion.
That's
That's
fine.
not chump change.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But, this does sound a little familiar.
Yeah, definitely giving me some deja vu vibes. Remember back in 2016 when they made a similar pledge?
Oh, yeah, for like 50 bill.
Yep, same kind of deal. But you know what they say? The second time's the charm, right?
Maybe. But the AI landscape is a whole different ballgame now than it was back then.
Totally. It's like a global race at this point, and this kind of investment could totally shake things up.
So what do you think? Are we going to see a bunch of new AI startups popping up all over the place?
Probably, yeah. And a ton of new jobs, too, which is always good news.
Right, and maybe even some totally groundbreaking technologies we just haven't even thought of yet.
Exactly. This kind of investment could have a ripple effect throughout the tech industry.
Very cool. All right, so from AI, let's blast off to actual outer space.
Ooh, space news. I love it.
So Russia is apparently trying to catch up with Elon Musk and his Starlink satellite network.
Always got to be a space race, right?
I guess so. Their answer is the Kalinka system, which is basically an anti-satellite weapon designed to take out Starlink.
Whoa, anti-satellite weapons. That sounds seriously intense.
Right, and it's actually a pretty big deal because guess who relies heavily on Starlink for military communications?
I don't know who.
Ukraine. That's right. It's like Russia's trying to cut off their internet access in the middle of a war.
Wow, that's really taken things to a whole other level.
Yeah, and it really shows how space technology is becoming this major new battleground.
Absolutely. Like, it's not just about planting flags on the moon anymore. It's about controlling the information flow.
Exactly. And it definitely makes you think about the future of warfare, right?
Yeah, like, what are the ethical implications of weaponizing space? Are we heading towards some kind of Star Wars scenario?
Ooh, good question. Something to ponder, for sure.
Right.
Okay, next up, let's come back down to Earth for a minute and talk about something a little more down to Earth.
Back to reality.
Exactly. So get this, brown snow fell on a town in the U.S.
What brown snow? Like, what does that even look
I
like?
know, right? It's like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. Apparently, a nearby mill had a malfunction and spewed this stuff called spent black liquor into the air.
Spent black liquor. What in the world is that?
Apparently, it's some byproduct of the paper-making process, and when it mixed with the snow, you get brown snow. Yeah, that does not sound very appealing.
No, not at all. But luckily, it wasn't toxic.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But it definitely reminds us that even seemingly harmless industrial processes can have some weird environmental impacts.
For sure, it's a good reminder to be mindful of our impact on the planet.
Absolutely. Okay, shifting gears now to a more serious story. Unfortunately, the head of Russia's nuclear protection forces was killed by a bomb.
Oh, wow, that's awful.
Yeah, a real tragedy. And the method was pretty unusual. They say the bomb was hidden in an electric scooter.
An electric scooter, you really talk about unexpected.
Right. So the victim was Belty General Igor Kirilov, a high-ranking official, obviously. And this kind of targeted attack is definitely raising some eyebrows.
Yeah, makes you wonder who was behind it and what their motives were.
Right. And it could definitely have some serious consequences for Russia's security apparatus, especially given, all the global tension right now.
It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds, for sure.
Okay, let's end things on a lighter note, because we need it after all that heavy stuff.
Definitely ready for some good news. All right, we'll get this. A perfectly round egg just sold for over $21,500 at a charity auction in the UK.
Wait, what a round egg? Like, are we talking about a chicken egg here?
Yep, a regular chicken egg, but it was perfectly spherical. Apparently, that's super rare.
Wow, I had no idea. I guess you learn something new every day.
Right, like a 1 in a billion chance, kind of rare.
So it's basically a collector's item.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the fact that it went to charity makes it even better.
Absolutely a feel-good story to end on.
All right, so there you have it. From billion-dollar tech deals to space races, environmental mishaps, and even a record-breaking egg, the world never stops spinning.
Seriously, it's a wild ride out there.
And remember, staying informed is key. So keep your ears open, your eyes peeled, and your curiosity burning bright.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then.